My name is Ruki. And we do study A-levels at UCL Academy. And currently trying to represent the school in light of the in light of the Black History Month and Black History season.
Hi, good to meet you.
Okay, my name is Leah as well, and
my name is Zainab.
I'm Samaya.
I'm Navia.
Good to meet you all.
Good to meet you too. The first question is, we heard a little bit already about what you do, but could you kind of expand and explain, like kind of dumb it down for us?
No problem. So I do business development for a company called Teledyne Defence Space. So Teledyne build electronic equipment for a number of different applications, but the bit that I'm interested in is the equipment that they build that goes onto spacecraft. So my job mainly is to find ways for my company to work with other companies to get our equipment up into space.
Well, yeah. Sorry. Is your company working on like the 2024 moon landing with NASA?
No, we're not working on that one, unfortunately, but we do work with some companies, often in Europe. So we've got a lot of equipment that we're building at the moment that's going up to launch on a communications constellation. And we're working with other companies to develop some more equipment that will help with similar missions.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Yeah, so I grew up in London. I studied astrophysics at University of Birmingham, and after that did a degree in spacecraft technology at University College London, UCL, like you guys. During my degree, I also studied French and spent a year studying in France, which was a lot of fun. So after my degree, I joined a company called Airbus Defence and Space on their graduate programme, and with them I did some different jobs in the UK and in France, and now I'm based in France working for Teledyne. So also, aside from work, I really love languages and travelling when we're allowed. And when I'm not trying to get equipment into space, I love dancing.
Very cool. Should I ask? Yeah.
What got you interested in working in your current job?
This was a tricky question, but as a child, I was interested in lots of different things, but particularly space. I loved looking at pictures like some of the ones you see behind me of planets and nebula and galaxies. And I found it really amazing that there are these incredible structures out there in space that are beautiful. And I wanted to know more about them, how they got there and what they mean. I enjoyed studying maths and science at school, and I just kept studying the things that I enjoyed and ended up with a degree in astrophysics.
As a person part of the BAME community, and when you were going through your studies into your graduate program, did you encounter any difficulties that maybe not other people may have encountered?
It's true that when I told my teacher in high school that I was going to do an A-level in physics, he laughed at me. So, but I showed him. Exactly.
Well, I mean, you proved him wrong, so
yeah.
He's just bitter.
You got the last laugh.
I hope you're watching.
Do you have anybody that looks like you that works around you, or is it kind of just you? If that makes sense.
It does make sense. To be honest, there are not many Black people in the space industry, certainly not any Black women, but one who does stand out to me, I have a picture of her, is Dr. Maggie Adaran. So there she is. So she's really, really awesome woman. She's got a PhD in engineering. She leads teams of scientists and engineers to develop equipment that goes up into space and studies our planets. Aside from that, she spends a lot of time talking to young people to inspire them into science and engineering topics, particularly girls. She's often been considered one of the most influential Black people in the UK. That's not just in science, but across all sectors. On top of all that, she's on television, so she's presented The Sky at Night sometimes, and so it's really rare to see a black woman on television talking about astronomy. So that kind of helps me and inspires me along to keep doing what I'm doing.
What skills and attributes do you need to succeed in your sector?
I'd say problem solving. To be good at problem solving and enjoy problem solving and trying to find different ways of doing things, and most importantly, be a team player. The space industry is really international, and lots of the problems we're trying to solve are so huge that no one person can do it alone. You really have to work with your colleagues, with other companies, with other types of industries to look for solutions and work together. So that's really important.
You seem really passionate about your job, and we wanted to know, what is the best thing about it? What's like the thing that gets you up every morning and you're like, I can't wait to do this?
I'd say some of the best moments I've had in my job are watching a rocket launch that's got some equipment that I've worked on and that's going up into space to go and do the job it was designed to do. That's a really nice feeling. So there is equipment up there in orbiting that I've worked on. There's even some plaques with my name on orbiting around the Earth as we speak, and that's a really nice feeling. And so in my current job, I get to pull people together and just try and make that dream come true for other people. So that's what gets me up in the morning.
What advice would you give to a young person who's interested in your job or joining your sector?
I'd say academically, it really helps if you do science and maths, kind of IT or engineering topics. But honestly, some of the best engineers that I know are the ones who are the team players, really good communicators and really good problem solvers. A lot of the things that we do are really complicated technically, but not everything has to be. So the other important thing I'd say is, don't be afraid to question things. It's how we learn. It's how you make yourself better, and it's how it helps make other people better too, to look at something and say, well, hang on, why is it like this? Why do we do it like that? Is there another way that we can do it better? And that's what we really need in this kind of high-tech industry. So if you're that person, then go for it. We need you.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, I do.
They might find your names on one of the
Yeah.
They'll be like,
Yeah, that's true. I'm hoping that they can't read our alphabet though.
You spoke about your experiences in secondary school. Could you expand on the kind of hardships that you might have gone through, or maybe even the things that might have inspired you in secondary school, things that maybe people might be going through now?
I would say as a black child in secondary school, it was always expected that I would be good at music, I would be good at running, and I would be good at dancing. And to be fair, I was pretty good at all of those things. But I didn't want to only be that. I was also good at the sciences and engineering and stuff. So I was determined to make sure that I wasn't just going to, meet someone's expectations like that and being written off from other topics. I wanted to have all of those options to me. So it was often, a bit difficult to make sure I was taken seriously in those other topics. But, I had a very supportive family, and, London's a very multicultural city, so I wasn't the only one going through it. As I said before, there are not many black people in the industry and not many black women. So often I'm the only black person in the room, and sometimes the only woman as well. And that can be a bit intimidating. I find sometimes when people meet me, they don't expect me to have 2 degrees in science and 14 years of engineering experience. So sometimes they're not that interested in my opinions, which can be very, very frustrating. But I've learned just to make sure that, when I meet people, I introduce myself properly, explain why I'm in the room, and every now and then, make sure I show off some of my technical knowledge, just so they know who they're dealing with.
Oh, I have one more question as well.
Yeah.
Did a lot of jobs turn you down? No?
No, fortunately.
Like a job in engineering, basically.
No, I wasn't turned down. I mean, maybe I was fortunate in the companies I applied to were big companies who were recruiting lots of people at the time, and I worked hard. I always make sure that it's not just your grades that count. It's being able to present yourself. It's being able to communicate what you're good at and show people that actually you're bringing something different to their team. So they're not just getting the things they asked for; they get something else as well. So that's a key skill to learn.
You're very inspiring.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's very sweet of you to say. Oh.